Celtic have obviously been dominating cup competitions for the past few years. Do you feel with them being out, everyone maybe feels the competition's opened up a bit and everyone has an opportunity?
Certainly in terms of a new name being in as a winner, because they have dominated, as you said, for the last 4 years. Some good teams obviously still left in the competition, some strong teams, but I think we've said consistently that these cup competitions offer us that realistic chance of achieving success. And obviously with the disappointment of getting out at the last 4 stages of last season's Scottish Cup, albeit fairly recently, but our progress in this tournament has been good to date, so it's another opportunity for us to progress further in the tournament to try and go and win it.
Does that hurt from the Hearts game drive you on a bit as well in this one?
I think when you get to semi-finals and finals and you fall short, it's painful and it does hurt. But like I said, in the aftermath of that, to the players, you have 2 choices. You keep putting yourself in those positions, and at times you will get the enjoyment and the success, or you just bob around and never get near it. And for us, it was certainly we want to put ourselves in the position to have success. Potentially, you feel that pain again. It happens in football, but if you don't put yourself in with a chance of being in the last 4 and in the finals of the tournament, then you never get to experience it either way. So we've got a group, I think, that want to keep putting themselves in those positions and give themselves a chance to go in those 1 or 2 steps further that they need to do to win a tournament.
You're coming up against your old team. They obviously had a great game against Hearts. Sounds like they did well at the weekend as well. A few warning signs there for you.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's a brilliant club. It's a club that has been hugely important in my management career. Still speak regularly to a lot of people at the club. I was over at one of their games a few weeks ago against Dennismuir. So I know how difficult a match it will be. It doesn't surprise me when they produce results like they did the previous round and they continue to win games in the Championship. There's a number of players there that I signed, so I'm familiar with them, and they obviously have an experienced and very capable coach and manager in Peter. So it's a difficult tie for us. But the great thing is we're going into it in a really good frame of mind given what's happened in recent games for us.
Can I just ask, was Scott Allen back in training today, and if so, how's he getting on?
Yeah, he's back into we didn't do an awful lot because obviously we've got a lot of games at the moment, but it was another step forward for him in terms of being with the whole group for all the sessions. So small steps forward for him, but it's another box ticked, if you like, in terms of his progress. So he's got a fair bit to go in that respect in terms of just build up his training and obviously now the length of time he's been out and active. But yeah, all good progress for us at the moment. So all positive for Scott, most importantly, and then for us as well.
Thanks.
Thanks, Sheila.
Hi, Jack.
How you doing?
Could Scott feature at all this season again?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've put any sort of timeline on anything, and not put any pressure on him to be available by a certain time. We'll just continue to see how he progresses. We've done that from day one. When he was unavailable, we'll continue to do the same. And the recent time he's made good progress, and if that continues, then hopefully he'll be in a good place physically and maybe in contention. But as I said, that neither of us as a club or Scott as an individual are really looking that far ahead at the moment.
And just on obviously the game, you obviously still got a fair sort of chunk of guys with cup winning experience in your squad. I mean, how crucial is that as you sort of look to head towards reaching the latter stages of the draw, and obviously with Celtic being out, there is that opportunity to perhaps to go all the way to the final?
I think I don't know if it necessarily helps in terms of winning individual games. I think it maybe at times might help emphasise how good the feeling it is to achieve success. Because I think until you're fortunate enough to have that to win a title or win a cup, you don't quite appreciate just how good it is. You can imagine how good it is, but the feeling you get from winning it on the day and everything that follows with it, and then your place in history is huge in football. So I think it does help that if any of our players need a reminder, but need to know exactly how it feels. And they've got players around the club that have obviously achieved recent success in terms of cup competitions. So, look, but we've got a group that I think, irrespective of their previous history with the club, is driven and determined to try and bring success to the club on a consistent basis. And And at the moment, they're going the right way about that.
So, Jack.
Thank you.
Jack, does form go out the window a wee bit in this? Obviously, you've travelled well and stuff, but given the type of game it is for both clubs, does that just go out the window a wee bit?
Well, I don't think any previous result doesn't impact upon the game you're about to play, but equally, I'd prefer to travel with the away record we have this season and the away performances we've given and the results we've produced on the road. I'd much prefer that to be travelling away from home in a cup when we haven't been good on our travel. So, that has no bearing on the game tomorrow night. We have to go and play in the same manner that we have done in the main away from home. But as I said, it means that we travel with a squad of players that are full of belief in terms of their ability to travel away from Easter Road and win matches.
How many times have you faced Alloa since leaving the Rex?
Never. It's first time as a manager. So looking forward to it. As I said, it's speak to people at the club regularly. Speak to Mike. Often he was a big influence and a big help to me in my managerial career. So looking forward to it. It'd be nice again if there'd been supporters on the ground, because a lot of supporters were very good to me in my time there as well. But it'll be nice to see some familiar faces tomorrow evening as well.
I mean, given all that's happened in your sort of managerial career, can you believe it was only sort of a couple of years ago that you were at Alloa, and given everything you've gone on to achieve since?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly think that, when I had the job there, I didn't necessarily I didn't know how the period would pan out. Really, my ambition at that time was to do that job as well as I could do. And I've said this on several occasions. I was fortunate that my first management job was at a club that was so supportive of the manager. I think Mike, as chairman, and his board have got a terrific track record in terms of identifying managers and appointing managers. In terms of then the managers that have left Alloa to make progression in the game. So I can't speak highly enough of them as a club. I think the players that have been there since, as you mentioned, players that I signed, that several of them have stayed at the club for a number of seasons, and that's because of how they look after part-time players as well. So yeah, I mean, the club was undoubtedly important to me, and I'll always be grateful in terms of that opportunity provided for me.
In terms of Hibs as well, I think this would be 3 or 4 semi-finals on the spin now in consecutive seasons. How important is that sort of for the club's profile and where it wants to go?
Yeah, well, obviously we've got to get there, but if we can manage to do so, then what it is start to put that consistent presence at the latter stages of the competition in place for the club. And again, I've repeated myself quite often this season about us trying to achieve what we are this season, but doing that season after season. And then, if we can start to do this regularly in cup competitions as well, that's what we should be doing, and that's what we should be striving to do. And so it's a really, really big game for us tomorrow night. We've been incredibly focused on it as soon as the game finished at Hamilton on Saturday. Players and staff, attention turned right away to tomorrow evening, because it's a massive game for us in terms of the prize at stake. But if we can go and win the game, then it's another sign of progress for us as well.